So, hello. Um, this this is the latest developer blog about Democracy 4. I am Cliff Harris. I'm the programmer and designer of the game, and I appear this week in, I don't know, it's not a raccoon. Raccoon with goggles? Not a raccoon. I don't know. We don't. Whatever animal this is, I don't think we have it where I live. It's probably. Is it meant to be a fox? I've got no idea. I look nothing like a fox, let alone with the goggles. Anyway, people say you should wear a different hat or whatever. So I thought fox. There are other options. Hang on, I need to go here. But some of them are small. Like this. And there's oh, hang on, no, I've got that one. Slightly different hair or something. There's this one. Yeah, nah. There's like a talking sandwich and stuff. There's this. Oh no, that's poor lighting quality. There's this. What else do we have? There's kind of like slightly creepy pretend man. Hello, I'm a game developer. There's a rabbit. The rabbit looks weird. Oh my god, this is a green screen disaster. Don't be a frog with a pipe because of green screen. I get that now. This is probably closer to my age. Maybe I should be this. Anyway, no, let's not be stupid. Let's go back to being a fox or whatever. Anyway, I'm the programmer, not the cat, the man behind the magic. I just held my hands up, and of course it doesn't do pause. It should do. It should. What was that? What's that? It's when you go off screen. I forgot about that. Anyway, this is Democracy 4 politics simulation game. Very serious business politics. Need to take it seriously these days. And obviously still working on it. I'm still doing user interface stuff actually. And a little bit of other stuff. I've got a little list here of stuff that's gone in. We started work on the tutorial actually. And this is an interesting question because, like, should the tutorial, like, a lot of the basic elements of the game are the same, and I kind of feel like I have to redo everything as people will be annoyed. But then, like, you have a line of text that explains how a certain concept works, and it's, you know, I mean, it's still the right line of text. I feel like I'm just needlessly giving in to people who are going to say, oh, it's the same as Democracy 3, regardless of what you do. And I don't want to do that, but anyway, I started work on the tutorial. It looks a bit nicer and all the rest of it. There was something that changed to do with temperature. Now temperature is somewhere. Where is temperature? I need to put a search thing in for here. It's on my list. It should be really obvious, shouldn't it? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's the thermometer, obviously. Oh, no, go away. See, that's what a tutorial window looks like. It's because I wasn't clicked on that window. So average temperature now is purely related to CO2 emissions. If you played the previous version of the game, Democracy 3, you notice that it was kind of linked to year as well. In other words, average temperature always went up. In other words, you didn't really have control over that. Now, any one country cannot really solve climate change, obviously. So it's a little bit of a sort of fiddle to sort of say that average temperature is based on your CO2 emissions here. But the thing is, there has to be consequences for actions and reward for actions that achieve a goal that you've set. Say you've decided to reduce CO2 emissions and you put a lot of effort in. As a player in a video game, you want to get the reward of average temperatures not climbing. So we're kind of fiddling with reality there to make a better game, and we do that now and then. And you know, ultimately this is a video game. Yeah, it's quite a serious one and it's quite a serious simulation, but it also has to be fun to play, right? Should I turn this off? I don't think I should. I think I should do. I tell you what, it would be much easier because I've got. I have a green screen and I have all this like lighting shit, and setting it up is half the hassle. It's half the hassle of making a video. So with this, you don't. I've got like green screen built in, right? So I don't need to do it. Oh man. Anyway, no, maybe I should do all videos like this. Vote below. Or there isn't an. I don't know how to do votes on YouTube, obviously. Anyway, no, I'll stop it in a minute. Anyway, so we've changed that. And we were doing the tutorial. I've been doing some stuff to make sure that stuff works in multiple screen resolutions, because this stuff here, we keep the same text size, but some other elements need to expand slightly. So if you have a really big screen res, like this bar will be slightly thicker and the gap underneath it will be slightly bigger, and it's really painstaking stuff, but what we want for this game is for you to be able to play it on a laptop and for you to be able to play it on a huge monitor. I probably will not optimize it for the monitor that I actually develop on, because I develop on this crazy ass I think it's 49-inch 5120 res 1440 res monitor that's just mental. So it probably won't be optimum on that. I tend to run it in a window at 1920 1080 anyway, to check what it's like for ordinary people. Ordinary people with ordinary monitors, not ordinary people. Anyway, so quite a lot of content has gone in, and let me show you some of that. Let me just go to the next screen, and hopefully it doesn't crash because I'm always working on it and breaking things. Okay, yeah, look, excellent new tutorial thing. It's a well, two little things here. First of all, we have text here because this used to be blank. You just have to click on it and then see. Woo! And then you'd see the text. But actually, we thought that looked a little bit weird. So now it puts text in there and it crops it. And that took longer than you think due to all sorts of like stupid little problems that I won't bore you with. But the event artwork is in now. It's the same artist that we used in Democracy 3 many years ago. He also does the character art. So all of these events, that's obviously a good thing. Credit rating updated. Let's see if I can get another one. Tell me what you think of this. If you know when all these icons zoom in, it's not imagine it's super smooth and slick because Jeff's fixing it, but I don't know if I like it. I think I'd like them all as points that all like blop into place, like where they are, like rather than them all falling in. But I don't know. You know, let the people decide. So yeah, that's a dilemma. Appoint UN ambassador. Blah blah blah. Just gonna go to another turn. Hopefully get another event. Yeah, so this is a new event actually. Yeah, I have a little bug there to do with text. I know all about it. So this is a new event and new artwork for it. There's a lot of events. I think there's 95 pieces of artwork, but those artworks are from, in some cases, multiple events. So there's a lot of new stuff that's going in. And what we're going to do is put the game into alpha and get a few hundred people playing it or whatever, and then kind of like ask for feedback, because I'd like to put in a lot more events. The only thing stopping me putting in an enormous amount of events is basically sales and money, because it takes time to balance it, but also the artwork is quite expensive, and then you need sound effects for them, and it takes a lot of effort. And I'd love to put in loads of events so everyone sort of felt like, yeah, I'm really playing in this country and it has these sorts of events. We have a lot of them for like developing world countries, so we're going to have at least one country in Africa in the game, and we're going to have some more interesting countries on release, and I want the countries to feel kind of different, so I'd like to put in loads of events. I feel like because because I've set up all these stupid... It's if you look away from the camera. Hang on. Right, let me try and go back to normal. I have to get rid of that. Turn that off. Switch to this. Go to this. I may edit this. Because, yeah. And then I'm orange due to some sort of filter bullshit. Like, how do people do this all the time? Like, I'm actually coding a game, right? How do people do this thing where they're like, I suppose they just get better at it? Is that it? What does that do? I don't look as orange now. I don't know what I was doing there. Anyway, hello. Yeah, I'm not actually a cat. Right, let's get past this. Yeah, that thing where everything like drops into place. Do you like that or do you not? I don't know. I can't decide. So something else that's changed is I changed some of this stuff. The sizes of this. I did a playthrough on really high res, on like 1440 by 2560, fairly high res. And some stuff was in scroll bars that shouldn't be. So sometimes you don't have much data like this. Sometimes, oh my god, you have huge amounts of data. So this now expands. So you only get a scroll bar if you really need one. These are like proper scroll bars that you can do this with, and you can slide things up and down with your cursor, or you can just use the mouse wheel over them. It makes a lot more sense, and you can click on all these things. Something that I put in actually that I was sort of saying I should put this in. I can put my glasses back on now. I can see things. Because the cat always has closed eyes if I've got glasses on. So yeah, I talked about this last week, saying wouldn't it be cool if you could click on someone and it takes you, go away, to their focus group all about them, and now it does. It was easy. It turns out that was easy. So I've done that. Loads of people who are liberals, obviously. That's a happy liberal, as you can see over here. This is an ecstatic liberal. For very, well, fairly ecstatic liberal, yeah. Anyway, there you go. So I did that. What else is on my list? Missions balance check. What does balance check mean? Yeah. So Resd is coming up. Resd is a game show in London, and it's in 2.5 weeks time, and I assume it's still going ahead despite this virus stuff, because it's only a London show. In London, people don't like fly around the world to go to it, really, so it tends to be just British people and people from London. I think it's still going ahead. We're assuming that it's still going ahead, and we haven't heard otherwise, and we will be there. We'll be there showing off the game. So we're in a bit of a kind of like frantic push at the moment. I love this sort of stuff. Yes, influence. What's more influential? GDP. So if you live in London or the UK and you were thinking of going to Resd, come and find us. It will be the first time anyone who's not me or Jeff has played the game, so it will probably crash immediately, and you'll do something and go, what does this mean, Clef? And it will be, oh my god, I forgot that was still in, or I haven't implemented that. So it'd be very sort of like rough and ready. Hopefully we can get that tooltip thing fixed. Kind of crunching to try and have a build that's good for Res. As to when everyone else is going to be able to play it, I don't know yet, but it's not going to be that long, because I would really rather get a build of the game out there in the hands of actual players really quickly. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do Steam Early Access for a while, because everyone says that when you do Steam Early Access that like is your launch, and that's when everyone reviews it, and that's when YouTubers pick it up and stuff like that. I have a YouTuber that I would like to get a really early build of the game to the minute anyone else can play it, but I don't want to do this big launch thing, because early access has become a bit of a lie, really. It's become the release of your game, and then you work for it for a bit, maybe even a year, maybe or more, and then you say it's done. And I don't want to do that. I actually want, because a lot of people have opinions on what this game should be like, and I find democracy players' opinions to be actually very, very helpful and very creative and interesting. I would actually like to get the game out there in a very unfinished state to a certain number of people without big fanfare, and hear people who have played hundreds of hours of democracy who aren't me to sort of say, yeah, this is, you know, this is good, this is bad, why have you still not added this, don't think this is particularly well balanced. I want a lot of feedback, and we're prepared to change quite a lot. Like, we moved this over here, and I really like it over here, the list of voter groups, but we can change anything. I mean, like, you know, it's just code. Like, we can move stuff around, we can re-implement stuff. Maybe there's a better way of showing this. Some people say that pie charts are really bad way of conveying information. We kind of got pie and bar charts in one here, which I quite like. But I'm open to suggestions, and we have loads of books on like infographic design, which we're going to sort of plow through and think, like, is there a way we can do this better? I really like the way that we're doing this, and that was a sudden kind of moment of inspiration to change the way down here this was all represented, because everything used to look like this, and I don't think that was as good. I like this a lot. I think it's very helpful, and I'm interested in other ideas. Anyway, basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to soften people up for saying when we put the game into alpha, which will just be from our website, it will be pretty rough. It will be more polished than this, but it will not be finished. People have got used to the idea that an early access game is basically finished, but no, I want to do it as a proper early access game. Early access really meaning we're still working on it. Anyway, I'm just putting that out there and mentioning that. There are loads of new events in the game is the big like takeaway. It takes a while to put all this stuff in. Oh yeah, I've got to pick that, haven't I? And we're gonna dilemmas. Give me events. It's because I'm not really changing stuff, so events have criteria. Oh my god, yeah. Like, this has been in the game for a while, right? We decide this stuff really early, and now obviously if you're watching this when we're making it, there is actually a deadly virus outbreak. It's just a coincidence that this has popped up, and you know, arguably the impact should maybe be worse, because look, the impact on business confidence there down 6%. We've already seen the stock market fall 13%. So maybe we're lowballing this. I know that my green screen behind me is like not right. It's because I'm half-arsing this video because I was going to do it entirely as a cat or fox. What is it? I don't know. Anyway, we're still working on Democracy 4. All ideas and suggestions like this. Should this even look like this? Should it be displayed like this? You know, I mean, like, these three haven't changed much. Do we really need to know? I don't know. Like, there's so many ways to convey this. By the way, this is the voter group that likes you the most. This is the voter group behind them that hates you the most. I'm not making that obvious anywhere, and I'm not quite sure how to do it. Anyway, all feedback is welcome. We'll have a more sensible video next week, hopefully. These videos will make a lot more sense when we start talking about individual items in the game and how the simulation works. We've been doing a lot of user interface stuff, and maybe that's quite boring. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for making it through this video if you did. Like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Please come and see us at Res. And I will see you next week. Thank you.